Alright, we're back with some more KotOR. And I'm actually a little bit worried that I might have prematurely ended a few quests. Because I did the main quest thing that I was supposed to do down here. So I'm wondering if I'll still be able to give that droid head to Eli Gand and all that. And that whole Wookiee corpse thing too. Because things are going to be a little bit crazy topside. I don't quite remember. I don't know if the rebellion against Chundar starts immediately or if that doesn't happen until later. Alright. That's fine with me.
What? Yeah.
Toxin.
Damn, they threw grenades. And how many of those do you have?
I think I've been poisoned.
Not this again!
Huh?
I love how every time there's combat, Jolie is always like, I'm too old for this.
Sure.
He's great. This is a cutscene that just shows you going back up. We don't need to see that. It's fine. Not to be negative or anything, but this is actually kind of my least favorite track in the game. Of the soundtrack. It just sounds kind of like generic tribal music. You fight each other, why? Okay, let's go. Yeah, I think all the other quests might be cut short now. Dude, none of you hairy heaps ever shut up. No, I'm not gonna say that. You tell them, Zalbar. Do you have to fight? Talk it through. Convince them, avoid this needless slaughter.
All right, way to go, Big Z!
That's a shame. Oh well. This is what you get for selling out your people.
Your head. Take that.
Easy peasy. Killed his own son. I have a few questions about Kashik Fair. Okay, fine. What will you do about the slavers? Kill them, obviously. What will you do now, Zabar? Of how short I am compared to them. It's like I'm playing monkey in the middle. Ah, this is sweet. I think it's time I was leaving. That would be fitting, I think. I wonder if it'll be as good as the Agenta Paul's blade. Let's see here. Oh, it's a single blade. So that would be 818, as it says here. So it's probably the best single-bladed vibroblade I have so far, but single-bladed vibroblades are kind of overrated. It's all about the double-bladed. Oh, he just teleported. Trindar's bowcaster. Hang on. I'm curious. That is a decent gun. 716 plus 21 versus 619. So 716. Yeah, the pistol is still a little bit better. That is a really good rifle. Well, two-handed gun. Not every two-handed gun is a rifle. But anyway. If you're a gun nerd, you'd probably know that it's impossible to have like a blaster rifle, because what makes something a rifle is the rifling in the barrel. That's what makes the bullet spin around before exiting the muzzle. I think I have that right. See, I'm American, so I have to know about guns. I'm not really big into them. I don't own any. I just know a couple things. I'm not gonna get into politics. Because, like, who cares what some idiot playing video games has to say about politics anyway?
We're rather hairless, aren't we?
No speak a Wookiee. I understand you, I'm not here as a slaver. Do you know whose bolt casing this is? Whoa. That's a bit freaky. This bolt casing was found in KotOR's body. KotOR is dealing with slavers. Do you know anything about this? Okay, we'll talk to you. What do you have to say about it? Bolt casing.
Yours? Why would we find your casing beside... No, it couldn't be. Could it?
This will end in sadness. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I found an KotOR's corpse. You killed him, didn't you? Can you explain why your bowcaster casing was found in his body? KotOR was dealing with slavers. I found his datapad. Oh boy. Well, this is messy. Not even sure if I should get involved. Do you know who owns this bolt casing? I found... Wait, tell me something. What's the penalty for murder? I found Jery's bolt casing on KotOR's corpse. If he's executed, do I get paid? That's cynical. Uh, Jarak, why don't you say anything in your defense? Go back to the part where I get bait if he's guilty. Jarak, I won't let you do this. Rorwar was dealing with the slavers. If that is what you want. No, I won't let this happen. Rorwar dealt with slavers. This data pad I found on his corpse proves it.
Painful end, but perhaps it is the right thing to do. We shall see.
Can I ask you if anything is happening now? What reward? Oh, very nice. Goodbye. Well, that turned out alright. Sneak attack 9. Holy crap. 954. That is just scary. This might be the last feat she gets. No, she has 3 more levels. She might have another one. Normal penalties of -6 are reduced by 0.4 to a total of -6. What? Use of a balanced weapon in the offhand can further reduce the attack penalty by 2. By 2 for a total of -2. Okay. Yep, so yeah, she has really good 2-hit now. And mission is a glass cannon. She can really tear some shit up. Jolie. Let's give you that. That'll be useful. And affliction. And I think that's everything you need.
Aid?
so I've started a slave rebellion. That makes me the human savior of the Wookiees. It's a problematic trope. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know anything about that. So we should be seeing some battles along the way. Just long stretches of absolutely nothing. Okay. Oh, let's talk to Jery real quick. We haven't had a one-on-one with him yet. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh, I know plenty about Kashyyyk. You think someone doesn't live here for 20 years and pick up a thing or two? Chances are, by the time I finish telling you about it all, you would have found out for yourself. So there's no reason for me to start blathering on. It should be enough for me to tell you that there's kilometer after kilometer of trees on this planet. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. If you're smart, you stay on top with the Wookiees. You go deep, however, and you may find some things you weren't expecting. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going. Oh, I get it. Let's play with the old man's head, is it? He's half senile. He'll forget I said anything. Wait, well, what was this about anyway?
Yeah, you know, I've kind of been noticing a theme. Like, every one of these planets, not everyone, I mean, with the exception of Dantooine and Korriban, like, every single one of these planets has, like, an upper part and a lower part. Like, you know, Terrace, upper city. Where am I going? Terrace has the upper city and lower city. Manan has the Otto city and underwater. Kashyyyk has the walkways in the trees and the Shadowlands. I think I know why they did it though, because it's you know, it's enticing. Like you see one part of the planet and then there's something below. Then it makes you go, ooh, I want to see what's below all this. So they use that device a lot. Alright, mission. You take care of these.
What?
So I'm thinking I'll probably play KotOR 2 after this at some point. Maybe not immediately after, but eventually. Damn it, Jery. Hurry up, you old man. Need to get you a wheelchair or something? Okay, so I guess this is probably where all the fighting will be. What the hell, Jery? God, the pathfinding with your followers is terrible in this game. Journal entry added. The newfound courage of the Wookiees has put a premature end to whatever business Matt and Eli had between them. Ah, see. That sucks. I wanted to do that quest. What was I about to do? Oh yeah. I have to clear all my new items. Why would you even give me a long sword? Come on, game. You know I'm not going to use that. Let's do some looting. Loot, loot, loot. Not gonna be calling this planet Aedean anymore. Oops.
No problem. Got it. No
Now we are
problem.
fully under Wookiee
Got it.
control. As it should be. Okay, time to go back to Manan. By the way, I'm not getting rid of the Gizka. They're my pets. I can go to the Starforge system, but I have some unfinished business.
Incoming fighters!
I wasn't even looking at it, I was just looking at the dot. I've gotten fairly efficient at that. Cutscenes keep screwing the game up. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's also a thing here that involves Jolie. It's kind of a crappy quest, though. Not really interested. I don't think it's even worth our time. Like, there's some guy who's, like, falsely accused of a crime, and then you have to find evidence to prove to the court that he's innocent, and shit. Who cares? I can't for the life of me remember which part of the city he's in. So I'm just gonna head east and hopefully that will be right. No. Guess it's... No, here he is. Yep. How did you know that? So what happens now? I can't complete the Zulon Centaur mission. Dantooine is destroyed. I wonder if I can do this. Oh no. Oops. I should have seen that coming. Yeah. Never underestimate the Genohardan. It's actually possible to get banned from this planet. If you kill the shark, they tell you to go away and stay gone. It's yet another less than ideal thing that happens as a result of doing dark side stuff. And the game really punishes you for it. Ithrak Guldar is dead. I have questions. I don't have any more quests though. What? Alright, let's check out these trinkets he gave me. Power gloves, whoa. I love the power glove. It's so bad. So I can use these if I want to do the lightsaber thing. Which, I guess I'm kind of doing right now. Although, I kind of want to go back to pistols. Alright, mission. Give me back my gun. Yeah, this is Laylo Jery we're talking about. He should have a pistol in hand at all times. Gotta stay protected, you know. Alright. That's right, Laylo. Point your gun at him. Yeah, I'd like to discuss joining. Like, what the hell? ready right now. Do I have to leave the zone and come back? We've already been through all this. This here is our secret cabal of 4 individuals that control. What happens if an overseer is killed? What else can you tell me about the Jedi? But you won't give me any other missions. I hope this isn't a bug.
You Republic sicken me. We'll do the galaxy a favor by wiping you out.
He's a pleasant guy. Well, now what? I can't go to the Starforge system because there's no turning back from that. Alright. Let's oh wait. You've been instructed to kill a Gamorrean named Vorn Dasrad. Tatooine. Okay. I missed that. Alright, let's finish up all of our plot lines for our companions.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hang on. I want to be able to see your face while I'm talking to you.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me more about the Mandalorian Wars.
We fought against the Republic forces for some time, over the course of many battles. At the start, they were not much of a threat to speak of. But once you had taken charge, things began to turn against us. The Republic fleets began to use more than just basic tactics. Feints, counterattacks, mass deceptions. You were a genius on the field. You are held in very high regard among my people. I feel like we've already done this. You abandoned worlds of their defenders so that others could be too fortified to... In the end, you proved too much for us.
Yeah, we've done this.
It was not your ships or your men or your vaunted fight for freedom that won this. It was by the actions of one person, you, that your strategies and tactics defeated the best we could send against you. Even Mandalore himself was taken aback by the ferocity of your attacks. You fought us to a standstill, and then began pushing back. We really didn't have a chance.
Why didn't you retreat?
It was what we had wanted all along, in a way. We wanted to fight the best, in a battle that would be remembered for centuries. And we did. And you won. I hold no grudge against you, nor do any of my people. It was the greatest of honors to fight against you, even in defeat. It is even more of an honor to fight beside you now. Had you been born of the Mandalorian clans, sure, but wishing for the past to be different is useless. Better, is there some... Your choice. Yeah, what do you... The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it.
How much did you lose?
There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. The Republic's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor. Only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
And then you eventually came. We've been through this.
Yeah. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. I sought worthy but I think now...
I'm honored.
Maybe later I'll... Is it... Yeah, what are you... You're...
Man. Here's Jery.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Why did you decide to come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful.
So you wanted to ride on my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of a synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
No, seriously, tell me.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is this a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
I never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Is there supposed to be some hidden meaning in this?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time, they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
Andor killed Krat, I take it.
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you'd probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too, or this could have just been gurgling noises. Anyway, finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
And what does that have to do with you coming with me?
Well, hey, the chances may not be great, but when one has the opportunity to see something like that twice in a lifetime... Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo! Got something on... I have no idea what you're talking about, Rambo. What do you say?
What if the Gizka aren't actually real? What if they're just all in Revan's imagination?
How can you possibly be Raven? The Jedi whose troops saved me on Taris. It was Raven, leading an army out to defeat the Mandalorians. It was you. I knew when I heard that you had become the Dark Lord of the Sith, that something was wrong with it. The man who saved me could never go completely to the dark side.
I regret any of the harm I may have caused.
It is good to know that you have truly changed. It gives me hope. I do not think now that I will fall to the dark side. I only have to look at you and follow by your example, and there is no way I can fail.
You'll do fine, Jahani.
Thank you for placing your confidence in me. I only wish I had your heart as well. I will never forget what you did for me, even if you do not remember it.
Do what for you?
How may I be of assistance?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do. Wait, there were no KotOR on Taris that I saw.
No, there were not. Having fled the birth world of my species, my parents flew as far and wide as they could. And so I was raised alone, knowing of my birthplace only the few stories my parents could tell, and seeing no other member of my species at all.
Why were there no other members of your species on Taris?
It all comes back to wars and fighting. The curse of your race, it seems. In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from?
KotOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
Those bastards. Mandalorians fought dirty.
They swooped down from space across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. KotOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
An atrocity.
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Taris is not a nice place to raise a child.
No, it is not. But they had little choice. Each of us dealt with it in our own way. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors.
Kept injecting herself with
It
adrenal
runs
alacrity.
through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
How did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought it up. So,
How may I be?
let's talk again.
What is it you would like to?
What happened after your father died?
After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Terrace. It was not easy for her.
How so?
When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange. A band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day.
Did she die?
She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Terrace.
You were enslaved?
They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians.
How could the Jedi stand for that?
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream.
What did you do?
I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then.
You became a Jedi.
I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand. How may I...
What do you know about this world?
Manan is a water-rich...
Oh,
with
never
the
mind.
This as they... Any... How... What is...
What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We KotOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
It must have been difficult for you.
Yes, it was. I find it difficult to speak of those things. I do not want to live that way ever again. And here, it seems different. It is warming. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
We're all in this together.
Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I am used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Okay. I don't know if Salbar has anything new to say. Have anything more to say about yourself? Why did you request to take Baka's sword? wish you well. Let's get going. I'm not sure exactly what happens to Zalbar after the end of this game. I don't recall them saying anything about that in KotOR 2. Okay, to Tatooine. Man.
Incoming fighters!
What are these feckers? One of the good things about KotOR 2 is that there are only a couple times where you have to do that turret fight. Kind of gets old after a while. They make it interesting too, like the times that it does happen, it's not just like a generic, you know, attack. I don't know what I'm saying. Alright, let's take mission, since we're on Tatooine. Oh, mission needs guns. Alright, Mandalorian Heavy Pistol and Sith Assassin Pistol. It's funny that, so we have these two different Sith Assassin Pistols. They're the same name, but they have different stats. This is Admiral Kareth's custom one, but it doesn't have any differences in the description. It's weird.
Yes?
So we have to go kill another Gamorrean out in the dunes. We're gonna see our old friends, the Sand People. Although I'm not sure if that will work unless I have HK. Huh. Oh well.
Good.
I think we'll be okay. Just bring them along just in case. Look at these crappy guns. Here, just take these two. Have enough guns for everyone. Missions, awareness. No! Whatever, I don't care. So where's this guy? Vorn. Hunting crate dragons. He's probably near the cave where we killed that crate dragon. So I beat him to it. These rays respawn every time you come out here. They're a good source of XP if you want to farm them. The mission's doing her obscenely high damage. What to increase? What to increase? Awareness. I'm not good enough at seeing minds. Not really gonna need persuade for much anymore. I could get cure. I don't really want it. gonna get Force Valor because I might use it at the very end. I'm level 19. Yeah, I think just one more level and I'll be done leveling.
What?
Alright, let's see how much damage she does.
Just a smile!
Ready?
Yes?
There's 53 in one hit. That's a lot of damage. I don't even care about mines anymore. It's like, what's the point? Is he over here? He wouldn't be in the cave, would he? No. It's not in here. Oh, what a pain. Alright, so I want to go see the Sand People because they're holding Griff. I want to rescue Griff. So that should be pretty short. That'll give me a little bit of experience. Probably by the time I get to the Starforge, I'll already be at max level. Where is this bastard? I don't think he'd be stupid enough to be hanging around the Sand People territory, would he? He's probably somewhere near where that sand crawler is. Okay. He's over here somewhere behind one of these slat doors. I brought HK because we might need to negotiate for his release. Although I'm not seeing him.
Hey there. Don't tell me you believe Lena's lies. At least Griff's free of her clutches. I'd like to go speak to the Circa Corp rep on Tatooine if we have time. I just hope he's...
Okay, so we have to talk to the Circa Corp person first, so that he can be magically summoned to the Sand People Enclave. What a pain. It's kind of kind of interesting to, you know, go out into the big desert and just see it expand in front of you. And it's kind of fun the first couple times, but after a while it just gets really dull.
Greetings again. Of course. Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll.
You want to tell me about Griff?
Can you spare me a few moments? I have something I want to get off my chest. I want to tell you about one of our workers. His name was Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him.
The Sand People?
He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances.
So your workers are all expendable?
Zerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job.
Is there some type of reward for saving him?
As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Zerka Corporation of any fine. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Zerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please.
That sounds like it would take several months. A bureaucratic slowdown. And this will take me right back. Easy enough. So now he will be magically teleported here. Oh my god. Why isn't he here?
Hey there. Talk. What is there to... Griff may be a slime. I knew I could count on you. There's definite fringe benefits to being friends with a Jedi.
Okay, but where is he? I hate this quest. It sucks. Oh, there you are.
You there. I'm a high-ranking executive at the Zerka Corporation. There's a big reward if you take me back to Anchorhead.
Griff, don't you recognize me? It's Mission.
Mission? Is it really you? I heard Taurus was destroyed. I thought you were dead. Oh, joy of joys, my little sister is alive.
I have to ask you something, Griff. It's important. I ran into Lena. She said it was your idea to leave me on Terrace. It isn't true, is it?
Well, there's the truth and then there's the truth, you know? I always meant to go back to Taurus just as soon as I had the credits to pay off my debts. But credits have been hard to come by.
You mean it's true? It was your idea to leave me there? I'm your sister. How could you abandon me like that?
Come on, sis. You didn't need me to look after you anymore. You may have been young, but you knew how to take care of yourself. Besides, you're here now. I mean, everything worked out fine.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me after all these years, after deserting me on Terrace?
Well, that and, could you please get me out of here? You got a tough-looking friend there.
What a scoundrel. I can relate to him. I'm a scoundrel too. I can't just let you out. This whole place would turn on me.
We'd be risking everything just to get you out. That doesn't bother you?
You can't abandon me here. These sand people, they're animals.
I'll try to talk to the chieftain.
And you better appreciate it.
You know I do, Mission. You know I do. Honest this time.
Yeah, I've got the chieftain's ear. Ah, come on. It's so weird how you randomly get stuck on the ground in this game.
Query.
Ask about captives.
Clarification.
Griff.
Translation. Translation. He says that by his very presence, this Griff defiles their home and land. He is without any semblance of usefulness to them.
Yep, that would be Griff.
Extrapolation. I would assume we are free to take him.
Why
It
do
is
they-
doubtful they will even waste the effort to kill him. Perhaps we could do it, Master.
Why do they even keep prisoners if they don't think that they're... I can ask him to kill him. Oh, that'd be asking him to kill the chieftain, I guess. Tell him farewell for now.
Translation. Translation.
What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, why do they keep these prisoners if they have no use for them?
You're back. You've come to let old Griff out, right? Right? I don't want to beg, but I'm more than willing.
Why don't they just let him
keep
go?
waiting, Griff. We'll get you out of there when it suits us.
We used to be so close, sis. Now, I know we've had our differences, but I really need to get out of here now. No fooling.
Sand people said you can go run to Anchorhead.
Yeah, you can find your way from there, right? Can you manage that? What? Is there something else?
Well, I wanted to thank you, and, you look like you're doing well. Financially, I mean. Say, could you spare me a few credits to get back on my feet?
You're hitting me up for credits. I don't believe this. Lena was right about you, Griff. We should have just left you to the sand people. Don't talk to me anymore. Ever.
That didn't go well. Sis was always a little too fiery for her own good. She'll cool down in time.
Oh, what, Griff?
You may have saved my life, but I don't have a single credit to my name. Say, you wouldn't be able to spare me some credits, just till I get back on my feet, you know?
I'm practically made of credits. Might as well give him 100 credits.
That's it, huh? Figured you'd be able to spare a bit more than that. You know, I'll take
You
whatever I can
ungrateful
get.
shit.
Don't worry about me. I've already got a job waiting for me. Krita, the manager over at the Zerka supply shop, said I could come work for him if I ever get tired of the mines. Yeah, I think I'll go take him up on his offer. You know, maybe there's something else you can help me with. I need to talk to a guy first and set up the details, but if you're interested in a job, come see me in Greta's shop. Goodbye, Mission.
Another quest.
I'm glad you're not dead.
Humph. Is that the quickest way out? I really did not expect this to take so long. Where's that damn Gamorrean? Alright, we'll just walk all the way back. Hopefully we'll run into him. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. It's past midnight. I'm a little bit tired. I have to be at work at about 8 a.m. tomorrow. Why am I telling you this? Nobody cares. It's gotta be around here somewhere. If we can't find him, at least we can just kill some raids and get experience. I can get to my max level out here. They're the miners. Okay, maybe one of these guys can tell me where it is, or he is.
Thanks for your help. Did the company send you?
Well, I've already done this.
Well, you've got a lot of work ahead of you.
It's
Do you
already
know
done.
about their enclave and they've taken all those... Yeah, so do we. The Javas will salvage it eventually.
Thanks for your help. There's no more of those.
Kind of frozen in time there. Could he be over here? Could he possibly? This is where I got ambushed last time. I remember when the Sand people were talking about their ancient history. Did they say anything about the Jawas? Or do we still know nothing about where the Jawas came from? They were just here. There's a thing from Mandalore, or Canderous.
Yeah, what are you... Tatooine is one big desert, with rocks sticking out. I heard that some of my people came here after the war. The world of my clan, Ordo, was much like this. Dust basins and rock crags. But my world at least has some green around the equator. This place is just sand all over. There are some vicious people on this world, but the desert is the real enemy. Trips out in the desert, especially the deep desert, should be taken very carefully. You have anything else you want to ask? Your choice.
Dune. Arrakis. Desert planet. Maybe he's in the city somewhere. Maybe he's hanging out in the hunting lodge. Could be. He's in there wondering who killed the crate dragon. Like, hey, I wanted to kill it. What's going on here? Alright, let's see what Greta can do for me.
Ah, just the person I was hoping to see.
Save it, Griff. I'm not talking to you. I want no part of whatever you're involved in.
Okay, sis, I see you're still mad. Fair enough. I don't think you can help me with this anyway. It's more of a job for your friend here.
What's the job?
As you may know, tack glands can be refined to a very potent powder. It's the primary ingredient in Teresian ale. That's what makes it so strong. Of course, now that Taris is pretty much wiped from the face of the map, Teresian ale has become somewhat scarce and very, very valuable. Luckily, I know the secret recipe.
So you want to open a bar?
I know this guy. He's with the Exchange.
This guy?
If I give him a small sample of Teresian ale, he says he can synthesize it and reproduce it in mass quantities. Problem is, I need one of those tack glands to make the first batch. And now that Taris is a smoking ruin, the only place to find tack is on Kashyyyk. If you can get your hands on one of those tack glands, I'll make it worth...
Griff, are you blind?
This guy kind of sounds like Laylo.
A Jedi? We're out here trying to save the galaxy. We can't waste time on this.
Shut up, mission.
You have to help me. I promised this guy from the Exchange a sample of Teresian ale. If I don't come through for him, he's gonna break my legs. Or worse.
It's gonna break your legs. Don't worry, Griff. I got those tech glands for you.
Yeah, I knew you'd come through for me. You won't regret this. You'll see. Just don't take too long, okay? This guy from the exchange could stop by any day.
No, I got him.
I kind of told him I already had
right
the
here.
stuff, so if he shows up and I'm empty-handed, well, let's just say I really, really hope it doesn't come to that.
I got him right
You're
here.
back. I knew you'd come through for...
Here.
Come to Papa, you sweet simian organ. It may not look like much, but once I turn this into a bottle of Torresian ale, it'll end up being worth a fortune. Thanks, Mission. You won't regret helping me out with this.
She had nothing
Please,
to do with this.
Griff, let this be the last time. No more cons, no more scams, no more
Well,
schemes.
I guess
That's
she
all
directed
I
me to him.
ask.
Hey, sis, no need to worry about that. I've turned over a new leaf. From now on, I'm gonna stay out of trouble and do things right. And once we've cornered the market on Torresian ale, good things will be heading my way. Then I'll make it up to you, Mission. Just wait, you'll see. You know, once we synthesize this and start brewing Torresian ale in mass quantities, we're gonna be looking for some investors. You give me a couple of 100 credits, and I can get you in on the ground floor. You'll get a return of, oh, at least 20 times your investment.
This sounds shady, but I don't really care, because I have many thousands of credits anyway.
Wise move. I can see you really understand how business works. Now, when you see your chance, you jump at it, huh? That's my motto. I better get started on brewing that ale. Meet me back here later, and I'll have a down payment on what I owe you.
I wonder how much later I have to wait. Apparently there used to be a Sith race. Okay, he's not in here. Anything out of the ordinary happening? Anything more local? I could make more money selling this to Suva. I think I'm gonna do that. Alright, I can't find this guy, so next time I might look up where to find him because it's getting kind of tedious. And then we'll probably eventually go to the Starforge system. Hopefully.